Everyone has to live somewhere, and everyone has to invest their money someplace. So what happens when where you live meets up with where your money is invested? Hello, real estate. Welcome back to Big Money Real Estate. I'm Ilyce. Here's your daily update. A couple of weeks ago, I got a lot of great information about the state of Hispanic homeownership from Marissa Calderon at the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And today I have her colleague, Jerry Ascencio, who is a former president of NAHREP, on the show to talk with me about an initiative, a special initiative, from NAHREP's foundation arm, which is aimed at increasing wealth in the U.S. Hispanic population by $2 trillion over the next 10 years. And a big part of that is actually pushing for higher homeownership rates within the Hispanic community. Jerry has also been named the chair of the NAHREP Foundation, so he's quite literally, at least we hope so, the man with the plan. Jerry, welcome to Big Money Real Estate.
Thank you so much, Ilyce. I'm glad to be here on the show. And yes, this is a very exciting plan that we are unveiling at this time.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. Give us the kind of the high-level concept of it.
Absolutely. So what it is the NAHREP Foundation, that would be the 501c3, actually works on this initiative over the next 10 years. It's called the Hispanic Wealth Project. And within that Hispanic Wealth Project, we have a lofty, a very bold and aggressive goal. And that is a plan to triple the Hispanic wealth, household wealth, within the next 10 years for all the families across America. We have a specific formula, we have a specific business plan, a blueprint, if you will, on how we're going to do that. And it's going to all come back to what we call an ecosystem, that ecosystem of Hispanic wealth creation being started off by, of course, employment. A Hispanic family needs to be employed. And once they're gainfully employed, out of that, they're going to receive income. Income is going to take them to where they're establishing credit. They're going to be also putting together savings. And those ingredients are the fundamentals that'll take them to home ownership, one of the three pillars of the blueprint, the foundation blueprint. Out of that home ownership, we see them going into entrepreneurship, where they can probably own their own business and then circle back and employ other people within their community. So that creates that ecosystem where it all comes back around and moves it forward.
Understood. So the goal, let's focus on the homeownership part of the leg of the stool, as you might say, to start. Sure. The goal is to get the homeownership rate for Hispanic families over 50%. The current rate is about 46%.
Yes, that is correct. And so we are currently at 45.4%. And so this is a trajectory or a goal over the next 10 years. So this will take us from the year 2015 all the way out to the year 2025. So we think that, based on projections, based on demographics, the census reports and things like that, that in the year 2025, the Hispanic community will consist of approximately 20 million households. So that means that we would need to be at a net amount of 10 million homeowner households over the next 10 years. So of course this is a moving target because as you said last time when you interviewed Marissa Calderon and spoke about the facts in the State of Hispanic Homeownership report, we're a moving target because of the explosive growth of our particular demographic. But what it's going to boil down to is an increase of 3.2 million homeowners net in the next 10 years. And that would be already considering the people that'll sell, if there are any, foreclosure or default rates, people that'll transition, they'll go into alternative housing and those kind of things. After all that is said and done, we still need to be at a net increase of 3.2 million new homeowners over the next 10 years.
That seems like a pretty tough goal. Give me a couple of things that you're doing to try and lay the groundwork to get there.
Absolutely. Well, in order to achieve it, the things that some of the initiatives are going to be NAHREP directed, and where we're definitely involved in it firsthand, and the other will be NAHREP recognized. So let's talk about the ones that are NAHREP driven, the ones that are directed by us. Number one, we're going to be addressing an underrepresentation of Hispanic workers in the financial and lending occupations. So we're looking at doubling the amount of Latinos and Hispanic that participate, both primarily on the real estate side as real estate agents, practitioners, realtors, brokers, broker owners, those kind of things. And then on the financial side as loan officers, home mortgage consultants, and those type of things. So we need to double the amount of people that are participating. Why? Because we're going to be experiencing an explosive amount of increase in the amount of consumers that will need these services that are culturally competent, culturally sensitive, and maybe also in language. So that's the number one thing that we're going to try to drive right out of the gate.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. We'll have to see what happens. Are you sort of chunking it out so that, because 3.2 million all in 1 year would be, I think, a very big bunch to swallow. But are you sort of chunking it out saying we'd really like to see maybe 300,000 a year new Hispanic homeowners per year over the next 10 years? And how are you finding those people exactly?
So these people are actually going to come to the system where once we get people more representation all across America, and with the way that Hispanics are so mobile, we're moving to different markets that sometimes we wouldn't even think is a high Hispanic population. And then once they get there and they get those jobs, then the next thing that they're going to want to do is plant the roots. As a matter of fact, I'll share with you that the words real estate, if you translate them to Spanish, it's bienes raíces, meaning rooted assets. So that's what we're expecting, that they are just going to organically come to us and look for that representation. And our responsibility and our deliverable is going to be to make sure that we have enough representation, both on the real estate as well as the lending side, to be able to satisfy that need and get them into sustainable Hispanic homeownership. I want to remind you, this is the first time in 15 years that we've ever set a goal, an actual goal that talks about the percentage. So we've carefully analyzed it, what the tract has been, how many homeowners came out of homeownership following the mortgage meltdown, that whole debacle, and then where we want to be in the next 10 years. So it'll be approximately 320 net new homeowners per year, increased year over year, until we get to that 10-year goal of the 10 million, when we are then represented by about 20 million Latino households across America.
Perfect. Jerry Ascencio is the chair of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals Foundation. Jerry, thank you for giving us a little insight into that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to accomplishing the goal.
We look forward to watching you do it too. And thank you for watching this episode of Big Money Real Estate. You can send me your real estate investing questions and personal finance questions on Twitter and Facebook. You can check the sales page here for my Intentional Investor series, and be sure to share this video all around. Until next time, I'm Ilyce.